Good evening, everyone. I am Reverend Robin Nashak, aka the Spiritual Spinster, and it's Wednesday evening where I am now, and it is time to spin into stillness. This is that time each week that we make for ourselves to be still, to be quiet inside, and to listen to what our inner voice, our deep self, our higher self is saying to us, is communicating with us. That communication takes place 24/7, whether we are paying attention or listening or not. So, this is the opportunity to quiet ourselves down so that if we have questions for that inner voice, if we have things that we're trying to work through, or just wanting to be more relaxed and present in our lives, we begin by making this a part of our practice. So practice makes at least more towards perfect. And by joining us, you are one step closer to even better experiences of meditation with you and your deep self. So we have a couple of steps in the process to make this interesting and fun and productive for ourselves. And the first thing we do is, of course, to set an intention. And this is just articulating for the universe, for that inner voice, or allowing that inner voice to articulate for our material selves what it is we are looking for by meditating together, by meditating ourselves, by engaging in this process. And so I like to say, if you write it down on a little slip of paper, it gives it voice. It allows you to be more clear about why you are here and what you are looking to experience in your own evolution, in your own journey. So it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as complicated or as simple as uh, a one word declaration. I want more peace, or love, or you're inquiring about how you can tap into your strength. Any of these things. Um, it's your meditation. This is your time that you've made to share here with us this evening. So again, I like to write them down, and I do encourage you to do the same, either to keep a journal so that you've got a record of what you have declared for yourself, and then you can kind of trace how your journey is evolving. Or if you do it on this little slip of paper, you can hold it in your hand and give it energy as you meditate. And then, of course, symbolically, if we were together in person, I would collect that little slip of paper. If you would, I'd invite you to share it with me. I would not look at it, of course, but instead would send it off into the flames. I would burn it as I do when we are in person. I collect them and we throw them into a burning bowl. So, given that, I will make two slips of paper myself. I will make one that has my intention, and then I'm going to make another one that says the words everyone's intentions. And so that will serve as a proxy for our meditation tonight. So if we were all together, I would gather it and throw them into the fire, and this one will serve as the proxy for everybody's. So without further ado, let us set our intentions now. So I've written mine, and put this one aside. You can hold yours in the palm of your hand as you meditate. I'm going to write another one that says, of course, everyone's intentions. which is right here, everyone's intention. So these will go together. And we can move on to our next pre-meditation step, which is the drawing of an oracle card. And we've been using this deck. I love this deck. It's simple, it's fun. It's called the Star Codes Astro deck. And I love this deck because it's very drilled down in its messaging. It's a card with an image, and that image has a name to it. That's a theme of the card. So it's easy to access, even if you are not into mystical cards or think of these cards as mystical tools. They can serve as a creative prompt for you. So you're thinking about an issue that you're trying to work through in your own mind, or with somebody else, and this card is like a clue, or is like it's just a little prompt to help you think about something in a new way, in a fresh way, or reinforce perhaps a way you have been thinking about this issue. So you'll often hear when I read about the cards, it refers to if you are experiencing this, or if this is something that is happening with you now, usually referring to the intention that one is setting when one does a reading with these cards. So let's draw the card. I'm going to shuffle them, and then I will draw the top card of the deck so that you can see I am not reaching in and using my own intuition. Instead, I am drawing a card that serves as all of our cards. So we may have a variety of individual things that we are bringing to the meditation, but the one card is our community uniter. So it's the one card for this evening that brings us all together. So I'm going to shuffle. And I'm going to once again, a little housekeeping. We're in our respective spaces. There's just been a huge thunderstorm going on here. So while it doesn't usually happen, we lose power, I will say have a beautiful evening and just continue on with where you were focusing your meditation, and we can check back at another time. Also, we are in places where we might have carved out a little space, a little quiet time, a little quiet space for ourselves. But because we are at home, that can be compromised just about any time, and that's fine. That's fine. It's great that we make the intention to be quiet and to be still, at least on the outside. But when I say stillness, I'm really speaking about stillness from the inside. And this is what really requires practice, which is there is a distraction. If there is something that startles you, like my dog's barking or your dog barking or a siren on the outside, we want to be able to swing right back in to that stillness ourselves, to be able to be still despite what is happening around us, which could be chaotic or which could be peaceful. Because the point is, the stillness is in our hearts at all times. At least that's what the aspiration is. And then one final note, because I usually say this after everybody signs off, but I will be away next week. So we will revisit our meditations in 2 weeks. I will be on my way back from just a little mini trip to New York City. So I will see you back here in 2 weeks when we are finished this evening. All right, we're ready to draw that card. Let's go into some meditation together. And our card for tonight is ooh, I think we have one we haven't gotten before, which is rare, but it's wonderful. So the card is Mercury. The theme is messages. So what messages are you receiving from your deep self, or from your higher self that is out in the world? Are you seeing signs? Are you seeing something that is being communicated with you? And I like to think of that communication as one that is coming from something that is divine, the divine presence, but that divine presence is within. So I have tried to shift my personal spirituality to be thinking about that what I consider the divine energy as something that is coming from within because it is living through me. I am a creation of it, and it is communicating through my inner voice. My perspective, you may have your own. Feel free to share them in the comments section of wherever you are watching this meditation from or listening to this meditation from. Would love to hear it. Would love to hear what your experience is. I'm going to put the cards up on the screen for us all so that you can look at the card while I read about it, and then we'll keep it up for the meditation so that you can check into it if you need to. And there it is. Mercury messages. So there's a lot happening on this card. Looks like a caduceus, only it's a caduceus with well, we'll see. I'm going to read more about it and then we'll share. So again, Mercury, it's the winged god, messages. He's the messenger god in mythology. So somebody's got a message for you. And I have a feeling it's the deep self. And I just got confirmation with the thunder. I'm on the right path. So here we go, Mercury. Mercury symbolizes your mental switchboard, how you think, communicate, and move through the world. The smallest planet rules Gemini and Virgo and is closest to the Sun, completing its orbit in about 88 Earth days. Because it orbits so close, it can only be found in the same sign as the Sun, the one before it, or the one after it. Mercury has a large, dense, molten core, and one day on the planet takes 58 Earth days. Mercury retrogrades 3 times a year for 3 weeks, slowing time so you can remember, review, and reconnect. That's all it is. For those of you that get freaked out by Mercury retrogrades, it's just a time where things slow that we can remember, review, and reconnect. Our action for this card, communicate. Of course, this is about messages. The mood is quick, fast, and cerebral, just like Mercury. Look at your situation from many different sides. Be light on your feet and make sure you have all the information that you need. If not, be ready to research, investigate, translate, mediate, check your facts, and learn. So, to communicate effectively, we have to know what we are communicating about. Let's learn more about ourselves, the world around us, and life. Follow up on all lines of communication to make sure others understand what you said and you understand what they intended. Publish, broadcast, network, and engage social media. Make the call, submit the resume, send the manuscript, check all Mercury ruled equipment, such as vehicles and communication electronics. Proofread and back up your files. You heard it here first. So back up those files, do it after this is done. Mythological Mercury could be a trickster when he worked for himself, but he also played the role of a psychopomp diving into the underworld to escort trapped spirits out of it. If you need to go down to your own personal underworld, it may be time to walk with a therapist, shamanic healer, or other integrous guide to the deep realm. The challenge of this card, when a quick mind is not connected to the heart, it can cause trouble. Watch out for the busy hamster wheel of the mind, shallow thinking, scattered, dishonest, or glib approaches, and mistakes made when in a rush. Yes, that was an issue of mine for a long time. The gift of this card, Mercury, was the messenger of the gods. Listen deeply to the messages of your soul, the conduit to spirit, and become the messenger. So we get the message, and then we live the message. We shouldn't have to speak the message. It's not about proselytizing. It is about communicating effectively in the best way possible for whom we are serving. So I like this. I certainly needed this card this week. I don't know about you. And my candles have gone out. So while I do this, please get comfortable. Find that space where you are both comfortable and relaxed, but you are also alert enough to remain in communication with your deep self on a conscious level. So find that place. So we're going to relax more by getting in touch with our breathing. When we pay attention to our breath, that helps us focus, that helps us let go of our crazy stuff for the day. So again, I invite you to be relaxed. The card is up. Let's just start before we begin to go more deeply, just by breathing together and just getting an idea of what we want that breath to be like once we're on our own. So let's inhale through our nose. And as you do, don't fill up from your shoulders up. Don't go. We want to imagine that air going down and filling us up from the bottom up. So you're going to feel your stomach expand. You're going to feel that air filling you up from the bottom as it works its way up. So inhale and hold, and then exhale nice and slowly. Good. Let's try that again. Inhale. Exhale slowly. And one more time. Inhale. And hold. And exhale slowly. And as you do, you can allow your eyes to gently flutter closed. And if you can, imagine yourself focused up here towards your third eye. This helps keep you relaxed and meditative, but also alert if you have to keep your eyes kind of physically rolling up. And so as our eyes are closed, I'm going to put the card back up, just the card. And I encourage you to just allow my voice or the tones or your own imagination draw you into yourself. Each breath that you draw in and hold and exhale at your own pace makes your body more and more relaxed. And when we relax, we're letting go of any place that has tension or discomfort or pain. Each breath, as our body becomes more relaxed, our mind, our is becoming more and more active and open and receptive to the communication, to the messages. Messages that we are always experiencing, always receiving from our eternal me, our deep me. You know, you can feel it in your heart that this is true. And imagine your mind, however you see it in your head, expanding into a vast and infinite space. And as it expands into this infinite space, its expansion allows for us to experience other minds from other souls also expanding. And that expansion allows us to experience the uniqueness of each individual soul. In this magnificent, vast space. But also to understand the thread that comes through all of us. Life force that, while animated by our unique individual presence, is actually sourced from that greater energy that is beyond us. This beautiful space where we feel so safe, so comforted, so connected. We are open to hearing the voice of that eternal me, that eternal presence. And our card for this week is Messenger. And our question for our own individual yet universal me is, how can I be a more effective communicator? How can I listen and hear more effectively? To you, O divine me, how do I hear you more efficiently and effectively? And when I do hear you, O deep and divine me, how can how will I communicate more effectively in the world in which I live, with those I am engaged and involved with? For when I am connected with you, O divine me, I can also hear and understand how to best reach and communicate with my fellow life. And so now we just listen for that insight from our deep and beautiful self, the divine me. Which is now, as it is always, communicating with me. But I'm so open to hearing it that I'm receiving its message right now. Now empowered by experiencing the agency from the message from the divine me, the divine messenger. I have what I need. I may not understand it completely, but as I look at the image of the card and I think about the words that I've heard, I choose that part of this message which meant the most to me, resonated enough with me, and I'm going to bring it back with me to my physical self. To use and deploy when and where I need to. of this is in response to the intention that I've set. And I'll make sure that I stay on this idea of this meditation thread for the week. And so now I take this strength, this power, this message, and I imagine myself, my presence, my essence, floating ever so gently, like a little mist seeping through a window, or fog rolling across a marsh. I allow myself to just float back into my body. And as I do, I feel the animation that this presence brings to my body. I can feel my aliveness in my relaxation. I can feel it. I can feel it animate my feet all the way up through my legs and my hips and my torso and my heart and shoulders and arms and hands, all the way up through my neck and cheeks and eyes and ears and forehead and crown. I am alive. I'm a communicating being with a message that I hold from my deep self and that I carry for those around me. As I live the message, so is it shared. And so as I discover my breathing again, it's there. As I inhale and exhale, I take my breaths to return completely to my physical self. And the first two are quick while my eyes stay closed, inhaling and exhaling. And then that last breath I can take deeply and release as I open my eyes and feel energized, empowered, and effective at communicating, which is so much about listening. It's so much about listening, not just to others, which is very important, but also to ourselves. So, good message for the summer. Great message for me. I know. I appreciated it, and I'm going to review it and apply it, and I know exactly where I need to apply it, because as is often the case, these really hit, and they hit good when they do. So before we go, I'm going to toss these into the flames as I do every week. I'm going to toss mine first, and then I'm going to add ours together so that they can burn together and fuse. Just toss mine right in there as they both. Yeah, there we go, baby. As they burn, we release our attachment to our intentions. It's important to be clear and focused in our intention. Once we are there, we meditated on it, and now we let it go. We allow that deep self to animate us, to handle it, to steer us, take us down the right path and course. Lovely. So thank you so much. It's a summer night, that's for sure. It's been hot, and now it's storming. It feels like summer. It's been a hot summer. It's been a challenging summer. I encourage everyone to continue to be still when we can, when we feel stressed, when we feel frightened, when we feel unnerved, when we feel joyful, when on holiday with our family and friends. Be still. Know who we are during all of it, because that's the most important aspiration I think that we can have in having that connection. So Sue, I love you. I see you. Always see you. I appreciate you. And thank you for joining on Zoom. And let's take a quick look to see if anybody else is there. Now again, everybody knows by this point I may miss you. I sometimes miss the Facebook folks. But if I do miss you, that only means that you can still write a comment to let me know that you are here. Say hello. Uh, I'm very grateful for the time that you've carved out for yourself to make meditation a part of your life, even if it's once a week. It's something. It is a routine. It is a practice, and again, it is about practicing. So, this is it. Anybody on the Facebooks? Don't. I. There's Joyce. Hey, Joyce. Oh my goodness, Jimmy Watson. It's been a long time, my friend. Thank you for joining. I see you're doing well. Keep up. So, thank you and welcome, and hope to see you again 2 weeks from tonight, which is the, let me check the date, it's the 10th, so it's 2 weeks, oh, it's the 9th, so 2 weeks is the 23rd. Leo season, Leo season. I'm a Leo, if y'all don't know that. More on that later. Have a beautiful evening. I love you all. Be well, and I will meet you back here in 2 weeks.